Okay, so this is not going to be the best video I've ever offered to you, in part because my video editing program is down. We're trying to reinstall it right now. So it's just going to be me and no translation and no pictures. We'll keep it quick and hopefully not make too many errors that I can't edit out like that. We're talking about what's next and being prepared and being ready and being good about being able to handle what's next. Here's a story, true story, comes right from my life and just comes from the last month. It's probably one of the weirdest, oddest, not bad, but not great moments of my past year, 2021. My mom lives down in Daytona Beach, Florida, and I've been able to visit her a couple times recently. But because of COVID, I'm not flying down to Daytona Beach to visit her. I'm driving. It's a long drive. If I was driving with somebody else and was just nonstop driving and not doing anything, it would take about 12 and a half to 13 hours. But if I'm driving by myself, you got to stop and you got to eat and you got to stretch a little bit. It gets to be a little bit long. My last time coming home, my mom's a little bit older, so we called it quits kind of early. My last night there, and she was she was tired and she was done, so she'd gone off to bed, and I'd gone up to where I was staying in the condominium at her, where she was at. And I thought to myself, I could get going and leave now, listen to a football game. There was a football game on TV that night, and probably get about 3.5 hours of driving in, and then get a rest, pull aside, get a rest, and then wake up early in the morning. I'm an early riser. Wake up early in the morning and really get on my day and cut down tomorrow's trip significantly. So that's what I did. I left, I packed up, cleaned my place, packed up, and got on the road that night. And, driving wasn't too bad, going up 95 north, coming back towards Maryland. And I was moving along, and the football game got to be over, and I got to be a little bit tired. So I found a place to rest and, and got a good, really solid, probably about 5-6 hours of sleep in, which is, not the best amount of sleep, but for me, it's a pretty good amount of sleep. So I woke up, and I'm awake about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I get in the car and I get going. This is great. The weather's a little bit questionable. It was a little bit foggy, a little bit misty, but the roads were pretty clear, and I was on my way. And I pulled off. I'd gone for about maybe an hour and a half, and I pulled off to fill the gas tank. And then I'd gone for another hour, and I pulled off just to grab some breakfast and to take a quick stretch. And I got back on the road. It's still foggy, it's still dark, it's still foggy, it's still misty, and I'm on the road. And I know that I've gone through Florida. I'm out of Florida. And I know I'm in Georgia, and I'm heading towards the border of South Carolina. And I wasn't using anything. I wasn't using my my Waze app. I wasn't using a map. I wasn't using any of that kind of stuff. And I got on the road, and I knew the South Carolina border should be within the next hour. So I'm driving, and I'm listening to a podcast or two, and I'm driving and paying attention to the road immediately in front of me, and off I go. And I'm beginning to wonder after about 45 minutes, I'm going, so where is that South Carolina border at? I'm done with Georgia. I want to keep going. Where's the South Carolina border at? I don't see it. It's not coming. And I'm not looking real hard, just wondering, where's it at? And I go for another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm wondering where it's at. And all of a sudden, I come to a border sign. And it's not the border saying you're leaving Georgia and going into South Carolina. It's a border sign saying you're leaving Georgia and you're going back into Florida. When I made that second stop and I got back on the road, I got back on 95. But the problem was I was back on 95 going south. So all my plans about having a shorter trip that day were kind of out the window because I just had driven an hour or so the wrong way. When you're talking about what's next, it doesn't matter how well you're doing in terms of traveling and how much time you're putting in. It doesn't make a difference about any of that if you're going in the wrong direction.